Hello YouTube, this is Charles, back after a hiatus, mostly doing uni work, as Andy would put it, to do another Kamen Rider Kabuto review, and we're going to be looking at Kamen Rider Sassword Zecter. Now this is a big box. I mean, it's a long box to hold the Zecter. Size comparison time. Here's the XI caliber, not quite as long. And here's the Drake grip. Let's see if we can get these. Kinda, yeah. There you go. Series 5 and Series 6. Not quite as tall, but you get the idea. Oh, and there's some other stuff over there too, including Denkamen sword right here, right there. So let's open this guy. Actually, let's take a closer look at the box real quick. You can see there's Sasword in his rider form and his masked form. Yeah, slight packaging tear. So we have a lot of things. Underneath. I don't know what that means. If you do, say so. And of course on the back you have the action features. So, okay, that's the box. Now let's open it up and take a look. And I'm back. Okay, things get out of the box, which is put away. First you have this nice little card, which is nice. Plain cardboard on the back. Then you have the scorpion figure itself. Does have movable little limbs, which are nice. It's got the hinge joint back here, the ratcheting joint, I guess. Not a joint person, not from NorCal. And this actually is part of the Zecter itself. And of course, here's the battery cover to set Zecter. So I'll just set him aside. And finally, we have the Zecter itself. Now I'm gonna try and keep this guy on camera, but it's really, really long. Let's see if I can get this on camera at all. You have a tape measure, which is used to measure tapeworms, as Ruben would tell us, among other things. And yeah, this is not going well, but okay. Pop that in there. Okay, so it's about 18 3/4 of an inch. So there you go. Now then, as I said, battery cover's off because batteries go here and they're going to come right out after this review is over. On and off switch is up here. This is the trigger, which is the required for most of the functions, and these two things are what hold the scorpion in place. So let's go ahead and switch it on. Okay, so there's the speaker down there. And of course, there it is right here. This part lights up. And to activate most of the gimmicks requires or actually to activate all the sounds requires a combination of holding the trigger button here and using the scorpion's tail as a lever. So there you go. He's now in rider form. Now, to use his finishing move, the rider slash, you again have to use the button and the lever together. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to go ahead and shut this guy off so I don't drain any more of the batteries. Interesting, the Sassword Zecter, I guess, in the show, it kind of strikes me as being between the bee and the drake, in that it's not necessarily limited to being a melee weapon, or a melee fighter, rather. The rider's slash does and can be used to strike at targets at a distance to great effect. And of course, Tsurugi himself has got one of the all-time more interesting stories in Kabuto. Let's see, there's the tip, it's a little rubbery. But, yeah. Now, I know some people are contemplating cosplaying as maybe one of the riders and looking at the Kabuto series. My advice, if you're going to be one of the non-belt riders in Kabuto, is you go probably with the bee if your wrist is thin enough. This, yeah, as you can tell, it's just under 2 feet, I guess. Can't really tell. Separating, of course, comes right here. Push those in, and it's kind of a hassle. The Drake would be my second recommendation after the bee Zecter, because it's kind of easy, but at the same time, I'm not sure how you would handle running around with a gun at a convention, or something that looks like a gun. I don't know. This is fairly nice. It is fairly long. It's almost roughly the size of the Perfect Zecter, I think, or close to it, which I also have. But yeah, that's the Sassword Zecter. Now I'm just going to pop these batteries out and put this guy back together and put it back in its box so it tries to stay as best shape as I can keep it in. And I will talk to all of you later.